Okay, next question 9 says, what is the perimeter of this shape that was created using algebra tiles? So again, inside of each of these, we're listing what the area of each piece was. So this piece right here is an x squared, and it has dimensions of x by x. So the length of this portion of the perimeter is x units, right? It's a variable. And these tiles can scale up, scale down, so really it literally is a variable. We don't know how long that is. Um, so as I go around and I look at this, most of these pieces are pretty straightforward, right? I've got an X, I've got another X. Let me use a different color for the unit. So this is 1 unit long, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Now, there are a few pieces that are interesting, and this is one of them. Let me label this right here because that's not X and it's not 1 unit, right? What that is if you look closely, right, it's a part of what's left over after you take a whole X tile and you subtract 1, 2 units from it. So this piece, right, has a length of X minus 2. Okay, so that's a unique special piece that we make sure we need to deal with. Let's continue on with the unit tiles though. Here's another unit, and then I've got an X tile, and then I'm back to some units. I've got 1, 2, oops, another special. Let me highlight this in green also. So this piece is what you get when you take an entire X tile and you take away 1 unit from it. So this piece right here, from here to this spot, is an X minus a 1. Okay, great. Let's continue. There's more units. This is 1, 1, 1. This is a unit, and this is a unit. So I think we've got all the correct pieces here. Let's go through and count up our X's. We labeled those in red. And when you look at it, I can see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 X's. However, that's not the entire story, right? There's a couple other X's. One of them is located here and one is here. So if I'm just looking at all those like terms, right? The X tiles, or I'm sorry, they're not X tiles. They're dimensions of tiles that are X units long, right? I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. So part of my perimeter is 6 times X. Another part of it are these unit tiles, and let's count the ones that are in blue. So in blue, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So there is a plus 15. But that's not the whole story, because you can see that there were two special tiles, right? There was this one that was, oops, I didn't mean to do that. There was this one that was an x minus 2, and there was this one that was an x minus 1. Now we've already counted the x's, that's where our 6 times x came from, but the minus 2 and minus 1 we haven't dealt with, so let's write those down. That's a minus 3. So when I combine those, I've got 15 tiles take away 3, that leaves me with 12. So the perimeter of this, if I was to start right here as a tiny little Mr. Roberts, and I was to walk all the way around this entire polygon, right? And when I got down here, I'd turn the corner, go here, and if I walked the entire direction all the way around, we'll turn the corner there. By the time I was done, the length of the entire shape that I would have walked would have been exactly 6 times x plus